Good morning. Call the Transportation Committee to order. 5 members present. We have a quorum. All members present except Member Bloomfield. First on the agenda is number 2, consent agenda, approval of minutes, December 5th, 2023, with regular meeting, and recommend approval of bills and transfers, if any, to the county board. Expenditures totaling $1,255,984.07. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abel, second by Vice Chair Reeves. Do I have any questions? Member Reeves?
Could we go over the show bus, 230,000, bring us up to speed?
Jerry, do you want to take that?
Right. So the show bus comes through the transportation committee, and so the way the funds work is a lot of their funding comes federal funded or state funded, and it's basically what they consider a pass-through grant, and so it comes to the McLean County, and then it gets distributed out to show bus based on when we receive those grants, and so this is basically a payout to show bus from the grant funds that we receive. So there's no like county money involved in this. And so usually like in April, I think it is March or April, we bring those grants through the transportation committee. And then I think they get like quarterly payments then as the year goes on, depending on when either the feds or the state releases the money. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's.
All right. Anyone else? Member Reeves?
On the last page, Chastain and Associates for $3,100. I don't recognize Chastain and Associates.
So they're a consulting firm out of Decatur, and so they're designing a township bridge for us, and so that's just a bill for them that they do. They did a lot of work for the wind farms, a lot of construction inspection for the wind farms the last 4 or 5 years. And then they're actually, we got a bridge coming up here this year that they designed. We're putting a new deck on the Lexington Leroy Road. And then this is a township bridge that they're doing as well for us.
Anyone else? All right. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motions are approved. Do we have any appearances by members of the public or county employees?
We have had no requests for anyone to speak this morning.
All right. New year, people can come and visit us whenever they want. Number 4, department matters. Mr. Stokes, item 4A1, request approval of a resolution for the December 20th, 2023 construction and material letting. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Vice Chair Reeves. Mr. Stokes, would you like to give us the information?
Sure. So this is a letting that we had back in December for a bunch of different items. The first item was a project, a Seminary Street project to the Village of Downs that we're going to do this year. It's not a full reconstruction, but we are adding a curb and gutter, storm sewer, sidewalks, and then basically just resurfacing the pavement. And so road construction was the low bidder on that project, and so that's going to be paid from the motor fuel tax and highway fund. And then the second items were some of the maintenance material items that we use throughout the year when we replace culverts or shoulder roads and that type of thing. This is where we're going directly to the quarries to pick up the material, and depending on where we're working at in the county and kind of the price of the material is and whether or not the quarry's got the availability of the material is when. So we'll use this throughout the year, and this basically just establishes the price that we use throughout 2024. And then the third item was where some of the townships, they stockpile aggregate for their oil and chip work and for some of the maintenance work they do. And so this is out of the motor fuel tax. And so we bid this out. And so we actually had like 3 different companies get different townships. We had 4 townships that were bidding, And so Limestone Transit, Reynolds Express, and Row Construction. So once this is approved, they'll probably start hauling this material in January, February. And then that way it's ready to go come May or June when the oil and chip work starts to happen for the townships.
Anybody have any questions? Member Reeves?
When you're reading this, it says here like Group 3A, 14, 15, 8. What does that mean? Is that
It's more
specific to a material or?
No, it's more how they're on our motor fuel tax. We got different groups, and so that's just each one is just classified in certain groups, and so like the Group 3 is like for chips, and Group 4 is like just regular CA6 that we're getting on the truck, and then Groups 5 and 6 are more like riprap type or material, and so maybe I should start putting that on the resolution to do that. So, and then Group 19 is like sand. So we've got a list of how they're all bid, and it helps us keep track to when we do go out and buy it with tickets, we just can write the group number on there, and we can go to this bid tab and know what price it's going to be.
Yeah, can I get a copy of that when you get some free time?
Sure.
Anyone else? No? All right. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. We'll go to 4A2, request approval of intergovernmental agreement between the City of Bloomington and McLean County to perform specific maintenance items on city streets and county roads. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Member Abel. Jerry, you want to walk us through this?
Sure. So this is an intergovernmental agreement that we've had in place since 2013 with the City of Bloomington, and so basically what we kind of use it for is they have certain equipment that we don't have, and vice versa. For instance, they have like a vac truck that we use every once in a while where we need it at, but a lot of times on Tawanda Barnes, we got a bunch of inlets there, or and then inlets go out to the ditches, and so sometimes they get clogged and silted in, so we had to have them come out. And then they also have a street sweeping machine that we do not have as well. And so just sometimes we'll have them go down Tawanda Barnes or other places, kind of within certain distance of the city. And then on the return side is our sign truck. We can pound in wooden posts really easily. They don't have that set up to where they're pounding 16-foot posts in the ground. And then we have a shoulder machine that or a disc on a grader and a shoulder machine that we use. And so every once in a while, usually about springtime, they'll send us a map saying that asking if we can go out and hit these roads. And so it takes us like maybe a day to hit what roads they need. And so we invoice them as needed as we do the work and everything. So that's based on our rental rates on our equipment. And so anyway, this was expiring in 2023, so we thought it'd be a good time to renew it starting in 2024.
Does anyone have any questions? So this isn't just us giving them services and them giving us services, that we're paying or they're reimbursing for the cost of what we're doing and that what we're doing, what
Correct.
they're doing.
Yes.
All right. Our Member Reeves?
So if you're billing them by the hour, what makes a difference if they do it or a private contractor does it? Like,
Well, I mean, the private
jetting.
contractors don't have the type of equipment that we would have either.
you're talking about a jetter in a vac truck?
Well, I guess, I mean, we have rented back up. So we have rented vac trucks on where we needed to, and where we run them ourselves. Other municipalities have them. I think the city of Leroy has them, so we've used that from time to time. It kind of depends on where it's located at and that type of stuff, and what makes sense.
Okay.
And so in that, we only pay them when we use it, right? So
Correct.
like if we have an intergovernmental agreement with Leroy, we would have that agreement with them. We would pay them or they would pay us.
Right.
And then
They
Bloomington,
would
it's the
charge
same,
us.
so.
Sometimes you know, if we're doing a project in town, you know, at the request of of the municipality, we might ask them to go and, you know, then we borrow their vac truck to help us do our work. And then there's usually no, you know, we usually just kind of, there's no back and forth exchange of the dollars at that point. But, it's probably more that we're doing the work for the city than the city's doing the work for us. But,
Member Reeves?
So what constitutes the purpose of the intergovernmental agreement? Why can't, I mean, you can rent from anybody if they want to do it. Why do we have to have the agreement?
well, if we're going to go out and shoulder, I mean, we need to have an agreement to get reimbursed by them for our work and our time. So that, you know, it's a little different than the townships, because if the townships ask us to do it, that we can go out and do it and still bill them. But there's really no mechanism in place with, you know, Bloomington being a home rule and that type of thing. It's a little bit different mechanism.
Anyone else? No? All right. On the request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the city of Bloomington and McLean County, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the request is approved. 4A3, request approval of motor fuel tax and matching fund resolution for the Hudson East Road, Chapter 12, Section 22-00135-14-RS. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Reeves, second by Member Abel. Mr. Stokes?
So this is a resurfacing project that we're looking to complete here in 2024, and so this appropriates the money to do that out of the motor fuel tax and the matching fund. So this is on the Hudson Road. It's about 2.5 miles. It starts at Casey's in Hudson and goes to Pipeline Road. I do have a few pictures I could show. So this is kind of the start of the project at Casey's. From here, going back to the west, we did a project back in 2012, and then from here going to this project that we're looking at doing in 24 was last resurfaced in 1999. So I was kind of running through these pictures real quick because you can kind of see how the road's starting to deteriorate, and this is in town here at looking west, and this is at our Linden Street comes up to this road, so Linden Street's on the right side of this picture, and so this is still in town. This is kind of on the edge of town, and so what we're looking at doing on that outside of town is a cold in place recycle where we'll till up the existing pavement, add an emulsion to it, and then put 2 inches of hot mix back on. And so you kind of see it's just starting to. We had actually put in a pavement preservation with some slag seal on this. I don't know the exact date on that, but I think it's probably been 7-8 years ago when we did that last. So this is the intersection at 1600 East. So there can't really see it in the pictures, but there's a problem with the center line's been a problem on this road, starting to deteriorate and everything. So thought it'd be a good time to fit this in the schedule here. So and this is at the end of the project for Pipeline looking back to the west.
Do we have any questions? No questions? All right. On the request approval of the motor fuel tax and matching fund resolution for Hudson East Road, all those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. And the resolution is approved. 4A4, request approval of an engineering services agreement with Lewis Yaki and Brown, Inc. Do I have a motion? Motion by Member Abraham, second by Member Abel. Mr. Stokes?
So this is a engineering services agreement with LYB that we do on a yearly basis. And what they do is on a lot of times is on resurfacing projects, we have to go back in and establish the section corners. And so under this agreement, they'll go in there, and so I'll send them our list of projects that we're going to be doing in 2024, and then they'll go out and establish the section corners as they currently exist, And then after the resurfacing project, they'll come back and put the section corners back in. And that's required by law that we do that for the section corners. What I mean by that is like property lines. This is a survey for the property lines and like usually at the quarter mile marks or half mile marks throughout the mile on each mile, and different property lines if the property line's broken up that way. But they can also go out and do control work or any miscellaneous survey that we need if we can't get to it. We might have them go out and do it. They've gone out and set up alignments for bridges and that type of stuff. So, or we might have them had to go out and stake a certain type of right of way. So just kind of anything that we need surveying related is what we do with this contract.
Any questions? Seeing no questions, the request approval of the engineering service agreement with Lewis, Yaki, and Brown. All those in favor vote aye. Opposed, nay. And the ayes have it. The request is approved. 4B, items to be presented for information. Mr. Stokes, if you want to walk us through those.
Sure. So the first one is the Hoffman Bridge out near Colfax. And so this bridge was opened up on December 20th, right before Christmas. So I do have a few pictures of it. So this is a picture of the guardrail crew installing the bridge rail on the actual bridge itself. Probably took 2 days to install the bridge rail. So it's kind of another picture of that getting installed. And then here's the finished product of the bridge itself. Kind of this is looking towards Colfax back to the east. Similar looking to the east, kind of up close picture. And just a couple more pictures. So there's kind of a picture of the deck. We grooved the deck. We painted the deck first because the temperatures were good enough where we could go out and paint, but then they had to come in and groove the deck. And basically what the grooving does is so it doesn't make it quite as slick. It allows some texture on your tires and that type of thing through there, so it doesn't so you're not sliding on the bridge as you go through there. This is kind of from the middle of the bridge looking back to the west. So this is kind of just the picture of the channel and the riprap that comes out all the way around. This is the other side. And another picture looking back to the west. So we'll come back in the spring and seed it and everything. This is a picture. These next two pictures are our resident engineer on the project was out there early in the morning, so he took a couple of these pictures that were kind of neat in the skyline there. So so this is we're working on kind of final documentation on this. There's some final billing that we do need to take care of, but this is pretty close to the final price of the bridge.
Does anybody have any questions about the Hoffman Bridge? Nope. Next.
And so next project that was completed in December as well was in Chenoa, going from Route 24 up to Route 66, and so it's all been paved out, sidewalks completed, and everything. We do have to come back. There is a dip in the road where the contractor is going to have to come back and address that, and then a couple other items that we want to correct. So there will be a little bit of work on this project in 2024. But the road's opened up, and so it's was one of our last projects as well in 2024.
Does anybody have any questions about Chenoa Road? All right, thank you. 5 department matters. Administrator Taylor?
I have nothing for this committee. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody have any other business or communications? No? All right. Our next meeting will be February 6th at 8 a.m. If no one has anything else, we're adjourned. Thank you.